Hello, everyone. How are you? Having a little trouble getting Roger on the screen right now. Sending or replying to. I'm not sure what that means. Let's see if I can fix this remote. Nope. Um,
Yeah,
hey, there we are. Call is connected. How are you, man?
I'm good. Sorry about all that.
That's okay. That's okay. We're up and running now. It's good to see you. All
Yes, good
right.
to see you.
Whoa. Okay. Let me see where we are in the show here. So we are live. That we did correctly. All right. And let me
The
see.
fun of streaming those first few minutes.
Oh my God, isn't that the truth? But we're getting it. We're getting it. Let's see. Click there. Click there. Gonna get that. Gonna get that. Copy that. And gonna share that there.
I can share too.
All right. Cool. Got that. Now let me get the live chat up and running
There we go.
and find us. That's
Give it
us.
a like.
And
Give it a like, people.
and
Write a
there.
post.
And on and got it. Find post. Okay. View. Okay, so those are live. Hey Roger, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna break away as
Yes.
if no one is watching and nothing ever happened, and we're gonna do a regular opening, and then I can edit it out when we do the video. So here we go. How the
I like
show
it.
always starts. Hey everybody, how are you? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the Eugene Kinney Experiment. We are live tonight with my good friend Roger Norquist. Roger is a comedian and he is an online digital content creator and marketer. Very, very, very fine young man. As always, we are sponsored by Maria. I always did that wrong. Maria Navin Lassiter with Great Way Real Estate. Maria Navin Lassiter, caring, honest, and professional, which is exactly what you need with someone who is going to help you with your largest financial purchase or your largest financial thing you'll probably ever do in your lifetime, which is buy or sell a home. So, 20 years in business, she's amazing. Maria Navin Lassiter with Great Ray Real Estate. 270-401-1889 is her phone number, and we really appreciate her sponsoring our show. Let's get Roger on the board. Hey, Roger, how are you, man?
I'm good. How are y'all?
Good. How are you? Oh, it's good to see you. Thanks for coming thanks for being on the show. I've been thinking about getting you on the show for quite a while because I've been a big fan of what you do
It's a
forever.
lot.
It is a lot. Let's start way back. Let's jump in the way back machine. When you first came on my radar, it was because every time somebody said Lion's Lair, the next thing out of their mouth was Roger Norquist every single time. So you were
Yes.
and so I was like, you were with the Lion. You ran a show down at the Lions Lair for how long?
Oh, it would have been. We don't really know. So,
Okay.
do you remember? There was a comic that went by the name of the late Andy Kaufman,
Yes. Yes. I
and
remember.
he ran the show after Troy Baxley stopped doing it.
Got it.
Did it for maybe like 6 months after that, and then me and Sam took control after the late Andy Kaufman wasn't allowed back because the staff did not like him.
Let me just say who did. Okay. Continue.
Yeah. So that's the mark when we started. We're not sure when that point is because me and Sam very much Sam Talent,
Uh huh.
now author and TV
Yes.
comedian almost.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Don't really care much for the fun of anniversary nonsense, blah blah blah. So we never had a year anniversary, 2 year anniversary. We just kept doing it because we needed to get a split an eighth of weed that week. It was really what kept us going.
Well, you here's my connection to the Lions Lair. I did the Lions Lair back when Troy was doing the
Yes,
Lions Lair,
that's
right?
when I
Okay.
started, when Troy
Okay.
did it.
Yeah. And so I did the Lions Lair a few times, and then I decided, well, I'd rather live. I don't think I'm gonna. you know, I don't think I'm going to risk it
Yes,
anymore.
it's always has been a place to where like I've broken up so many fights.
Uh,
I've learned so much about myself as a person there and like how I react in moments of like anger and violence and passion. It's always jarring to your soul, you know? And then you laugh
right.
about it, but you're like, "Oh my, I was in the middle of a knife fight there for a second.
Yeah,
That was an awkward situation."
exactly. Uh, what Lions there is Colfax and what?
Colfax and in between Race and Williams,
Okay.
right by the Walgreens.
Yeah, yeah. I just want to make sure that the people got the location because it was.
Yes, it's a former punk bar. The coronavirus didn't stop them. It's still open.
Oh, really?
Yes, they're back open. Everyone's still there. Tony, Doug, Demi, I think they're all there. The staff. I'm not there as much because I just don't do stand up right now. I care to do the digital creation, and
Right.
that's taking up all of my time, which has been a blast. But check out the Lions Layer. They are strict enforcers of the social distancing and masks.
Beautiful, beautiful. So, okay, so we've done the Lions Lair. Let's talk about the digital creation. You are the one person that I know that, well, I know two people that are doing things on Amazon.
Sure. Yes.
You like that platform better than any other, and why?
Well, it's so I'm looking at it from like a proper production company distribution model
Okay.
to where I want to do feature length projects of actual credibility and get them seen by people who are looking for movies. So I've done a parody of Ancient Aliens, which is an entire series. I wrote, narrated, did characters. My girlfriend did characters, who's a phenomenal actor, Kylie Hammond. I got oh, I'm forgetting his name.
That's all right.
Oh, I call him Danny. He goes by Danny Liz on Instagram, I believe. But part of the Black Actors Guild, he was part of it. A few of the improvisers from Gaffenberg
Okay.
Studios on
Right.
2 episodes, and it's a proper like parody series. It goes on for 6 episodes, season one, and I'm working on figuring out how to do season two better. But that's why I like Amazon. It allows you to do that in a more credible way, that type of production, to where like I'm doing more than just a YouTube production, and I want it to be, getting me some actual profit back. And Amazon,
Right.
while I don't like supporting Jeff Bezos, I do get significant royalties from Amazon that's supporting future projects.
All right. Well, let's say, how do we find you on Amazon now?
Well, my movie, which I think is my favorite project that I'm proud of, I did it with Katie Bowman, Gabby
I love Katie.
Gutierrez, Natalia Cabellum, Kylie Hammond. It's called 666 Crimson Avenue. We did it for last Halloween. It's just 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Give it a look. It's just a fun little experiment in like short film production, but we pulled together and did like a fun little YouTube creators getting possessed, and then you know what normally happens when you're possessed. Sometime, not every time. I don't want to give it away because I think
I
the ending's fun and realistic,
got you.
especially for a paranormal movie.
What for the people out there that are trying to do? Because I mean, everybody wants to be a digital content creator. Yeah, that's what I do.
Yes.
Everybody wants to be that. For the people that are out there that want to do that, what do you shoot on? What do you record on? How do you get your production done?
And that is just like a preference, like there's so many things you can shoot on. And this is going to be some fun camera talk for me, and I hope it's not boring anyone. But, there's Canon, there's Nikon, there's Sony, there's Fuji. They all shoot 4K digital, and it's whatever your preference is. I like Sony. I like how it feels in my hands. I like taking pictures with it. I like taking video of it. It's not as good as, like, I think a Canon. For some basic video stuff, Canon stabilizer I think is better. You can shoot for longer. I can only shoot for 30 minutes.
Right.
But for like just creation, you have to use what you're comfortable with, what you like in the colors. Like I do everything for a cinematography side. I want to do feature length films, short films. So I'm always looking at what type of richness and color I'm getting in my picture. I like Sony for that. A lot of the content creators that I like Donnie Rodriguez, Drew Goodman, what's her name, Lindsay Ellis. They're kind of the bigger ones right now, but they're teaching me like what is really done, and they all shoot on Canon because it's cheap. It shoots for an hour, so you can just do like one long take that's nice and fun. It's easier for editing at that point because you're just doing one track.
I
But
shoot
you
with
got to get
Canons.
yourself a nice camera, get a
Yeah,
good microphone, and
yeah.
other than that, like you put the two together, you are creating good digital content.
I shoot with Canons here in the studio,
Yeah, they're a
and
great camera.
I love them. The thing that I like about them so far is that the color palette is constant throughout the different model changes. The model changes do other things, upgrade other things that this one did,
Yes,
this one won't. But when you set them side by side on a shot, the color palette is pretty much identical throughout the series. So you can put
and
a
that's
20
such
next
a
to a
huge
40.
thing.
Yeah,
That's just such a huge thing for what you're doing, especially live streaming. Because like for me, I have the time of post production to where like
right,
I can make any picture look exactly the same color wise.
right,
You, on the other hand, in the live sense, like if two shots are different colors, that's so jarring to the eye. It takes you out of,
exactly.
that believability for your content, which is what you're trying to immerse people into. This is all a lie. We're not talking to each other face to face, but we're trying to make it look that way right now.
Right.
I guess I should look this way for you. We're trying to make it look that way right
Wait,
now.
wait, wait. I'm sorry. Yes. Okay, go ahead.
Yep. But
Wait.
Canon helps you do that, keeping that model consistency, like
Hmm.
little things like that you don't think about until you start doing it is kind of what you have to start if you want to save money,
Yeah.
which is the biggest thing for entertainment production right now.
Right now, it is
I mean,
hard.
always, yeah.
Yeah, it is hard to save money though at this moment in any kind of production equipment because every single body in the world is trying to figure out how to do everything they used to do at work on Zoom or on
Yes.
and so I've got
Some
I've got
people are doing great, other
yeah,
people are failing phenomenally, but I'm
yeah.
still watching.
I think the fails are sometimes better content.
Yes. Seth Meyers, I do not enjoy. I think he's a bad stand up. He's a great writer. He's written some of the best things I've ever seen on television right now.
Right?
But his stand up is bad. He's a bad performer live, but his show, like they just said, you know what? Deal with the bad. And it's so charming. Like that type of charming, even the bad can be phenomenally good. It's like I'm still watching this. I love it.
So I'm here to. I was telling Maria the other day that I was complaining about something, and then I realized I complained about something that I watched for 15 minutes,
Yeah.
and then I did another 5 at Maria on how bad it was. So
Yes, that is. And my lady Kylie does social media with a bit, not social media, but sociology.
okay, uh huh,
Sorry, this water is making me burpy. She does sociology with a mass media concentration,
okay,
and that's one of the things she really like focuses on is like how society we love the bad movie, we love the bad TV show, the bad production. Like for me, growing up, Dark Shadows was that. Remember?
oh yeah, oh yeah,
And it was
um,
like a bad production. You would see the staff, like all the time, the camera people, the boom operator, the person making the lightning behind the window. You saw all those people, but it was still something America watched. There was a reboot movie starring Johnny Depp. Like it caught America's charm. It was charming. We loved it.
I laugh at the people who look back at Knight Rider like it was
Yes,
a piece
another good example.
that was they go, oh my god, it was like that was amazing television. No, no, it wasn't. It was not amazing television. It was good to watch, but it was not amazing television in any way. So
No, Hawaii Five O. A lot of those cop ones, or like the Renegade is another one that like people remember fondly, or like Beauty and the Beast. Remember that starring Ron Perlman?
oh my
People remember
god.
it fondly, and it kind of holds up, but like not everything.
Right, right. Well, you know what? Here's a question I've never got to ask the person that's really, really, really into pictures. Um, when I was young, I used to ask a date, um, "What is your best movie plus sequel that you've ever seen? If there was a third movie, fourth movie, throw those out. But the first two movies, what is the
Sure.
best? What is that? Can you give me your top three?
Sure. For me, it's going to be kind of like, I guess, the stereotypical white male comedian answer right now, but it's Die Hard and Die Hard 2.
Oh yeah,
I don't know why, but I grew up in the right time. Family Matters was on. I was a big fan of the dad. The dad was in that movie. And then he was like the comical part. So like I went hard into Die Hard, and then the sequel was just as fun. The rest of the movies were just as fun. I love Die Hard.
Do you want to know an interesting fact? Is that after Die Hard, the year after Die Hard, a lot of black kids were named Argyle. I had never heard that name before, as used as a name on anyone, and then suddenly I was hearing it everywhere.
Yep, that's society. That's what my girlfriend is studying. Like those little phenomenons. You'd be like, why is this happening? Why is mass media affecting people like this?
Right? All right, give me
And
another
then
one.
by extension, especially right now, digital creation is doing that. You know, it's like that influencers are influencing people as much as the Argyle phenomenon
Yes.
in Die Hard, you know?
Yes, yes. Do you think that we have reached a peak on the influencer phenomenon, or do you think that that's just got because? And the only reason I'm asking is because the influencer phenomenon basically lives on YouTube, and
Yes.
YouTube is
Well,
not
YouTube
the
and
new
Instagram,
brand. Yeah,
it's not as
yes.
much on the other ones right now, for sure.
And the newer things, I mean, those are kind of older things. You think the is that going to fade? Is that a
I mean, it's not really anything different than when, they're using Leonard Nimoy. Then this is the worst example ever, but Leonard Nimoy's face for Kellogg's, like influencer society has been a thing since, people wanted to know what the kings and queens of France were eating,
good point?
like
Yeah.
that type of thing. I think it all just carries over. And this is, I mean, very like class theory now, but it's, as a poorer person looking to have aspirations of wealth, I want to know what the wealthy are doing so I can emulate that. And I think that's what's really behind influencer culture. And I don't think it's really going to change until the wealth gap changes.
I was getting ready to say that. I mean, that is the myth that was sold, is that you do what they do, you can be them.
Yes, and it's
But
never been true, but
right.
the masses are stupid. People are smart, but together we're not the best.
The last thing we want to do is miss out on what the herd got. That's the very
Yeah,
last.
you know.
Yeah, that's the very last thing we do. So yeah. So what are you working on now? I mean, are you?
Right now, a lot of Werewolf Radar.
Tell me,
I can't really do too much production-wise
okay.
in
COVID.
terms of movies and stuff because I would have the permits are a little bit more awkward to get. The insurance is a lot more awkward and expensive. And there's ways around it because I'm a small business doing independent productions. But it is putting a hassle because I care more about people's safety. And like, even though like I'm nice and healthy and fine, I don't care. But like doing a production involves larger groups of people in smaller situations. So you can't
Right.
do too much productions, I feel, especially when I'm doing independent films to where like overall I need to put 10 people in this small room to get this one actor's solo emotion.
So tell me about Werewolf Radar. That's the podcast, right?
Yes,
That's
it
an
is a
audio
podcast. It's
audio
like
podcast.
coast to coast, but without any of the talk about guns or bullets. We just talk about paranormal stuff, and we joke, we have fun, we really take everyone at their word, and then just play with that universe when you give people the benefit of the doubt,
Right? Yeah, yeah.
It makes the world a lot more funner, let me tell you that much. We record every Sunday. We do 3 episodes a week. We do 2 comedy episodes, Monday and Wednesday, and
Okay.
then a scary episode every Friday.
Do you rotate the cast, or is it a solid cast? A
It's
continuous?
always me, Jordan Dahl, and Nate Balding.
Oh wow. I haven't seen Jordan in a while. I haven't.
Jordan's in LA now. That's
Okay.
why.
Okay. All right.
He's really trying to go on the acting thing, but as I just discussed, productions aren't on exactly
Right.
on the return to auditioning. So soon, but not right now.
There was a minute here that I couldn't turn on my television without seeing Jordan.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he gets around when he's nice and about, especially in a stand-up scene. Like
Hmm.
he's out, but I think acting is really what he's into. Like he's great at performing, but it's kind of like that feeling that I heard to be like stand-up's nice. I love performing. I'm okay at it. I'm not the best, but I'm good enough to get paid. But
Right.
I would
Okay.
rather get paid at other things, you know?
I I have recently, not recently. Um, I think that stand up is a back burner for me right now. I need to and I like what I'm doing right now. I like this. I like doing this show. I like doing the show with John. I
Yeah.
need to. By the way, we need to find some way to make some money with this show. So anybody watching, we need to find a way to make some money with this show. So, but
Everyone thinking about getting a house. I hear rates are at a rate.
rates are incredible right now. Rates are. I mean, they it's almost free money right now if you've got the credit to do it. I mean, the rates are amazing. Um,
It is what me and my lady are looking for. She's finishing up school, and as much as I hate to say it, I am ready to become like a landowner, if you will.
don't
I
don't
don't
hate to
like where
say
my
it.
life has been, especially since the things I've said in my youth and felt in my youth. But now I realize that sometimes you actually need land and power to make change.
You are exactly right. You got to get in it to be in it and change some stuff. You are exactly right about that. And
It.
I am glad that you, at your age, have discovered that that you can put
Oh, it
down.
was a
Yeah.
good. How old am I? Maybe 20 years of fighting that feeling. Just screaming at the system. It
Yeah.
was something I'm glad I did. It gives
Yeah.
me a lot of perspective, and then you're like, oh shit, I need to catch up.
Well, yeah. I mean, I look at the system now. I mean, the system needs some changes, and the people out there, are doing what they're doing to change the system. But there is no better way to grow your own personal wealth, and by doing so, grow your own personal power to do pretty much whatever you want. Throw your power at this person. Throw your power at this
Yes.
person. Your financial power is owning a house, because when you own a house, you decide what plumbers you call. You decide who comes in and does
Yes.
yours. And so far, well, I don't have to tell you about the history, but in the future, I'm hoping that people are going to make an effort to call some plumbers of color, some real estate agents of color, some just use black people to do what
I mean, for real.
yeah, use black people to do what black people do, and black people get to be comfortable too. And this is the greatest country in the world. I mean, good God, let's all just get a
Or
piece
even
of it.
if, like, for some examples, you don't have a black community. Like, you have a community in your community that is not as racist
Yes,
as the rest of the community, if you will. Like, you have a
exactly.
choice to throw your money at whoever you want. And it could be good or it could be bad people.
Right, you're exactly
And
right.
you should try to do, because capitalism is so fucked, We have to give money to someone, which
Yeah,
is the stupidest thing I have ever heard of, and it's the biggest reason why I've never wanted to join the system. But you have to, and you have to give your money, like you said, to people. You have to give your money to local communities, especially communities who deserve the money, who have needed it for so long.
yeah. That's and
And
it.
that's what me and my girlfriend have been trying to do for so long. And it can be expensive. Walmart is a lot easier, it's a lot cheaper. But I like going to the Turkish restaurant where just a Turkish dude from Turkey makes my Turkish sandwiches, and he's just hustling every day. It takes a little bit longer, but I like supporting him.
And he takes that
I
that
like
cash
going
that
to
you gave
Tom's
him.
Southern Cooking when it was still open. I didn't
Yeah.
care if it was fucking only open until noon. I
Right.
would just fight that line. You just got to support the good restaurants and communities
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, we go down to Nola's down, we are the same. We try to encourage, we try to live the life that we talk about. We put our money into the community, and by the community, I'm talking about the community around us and us. So anyway,
Yeah. And money's so powerful. Like for my camera equipment, I bought a lens off Amazon. It was nice and it was cheap, but like I will not do it again. I'm gonna go to Mike's Camera. I'm gonna go to other small camera people, and that's where I buy my equipment now. Like I don't
yeah,
care if it's gonna cost me an extra 200. It's just what happens to support people who need to be supported. Like I'm already giving Jeff Bezos enough through like half of my royalties, you know?
right. I got you. And by the way, the royalties, Amazon. What's if I may ask, is that a good cut for you?
Everyone should look into it because every big company is trying to do you dirty. But Amazon overall is one of the better people trying to do you dirty. Everyone's rate is very different.
I love that.
It's dealing on community engagements, how
Yeah.
many views you're getting all together, how much of their bandwidth you're really using. I feel dictates like how much you get paid royalty wise. Like if people are watching you, your royalties higher than like my royalties,
Okay.
which I feel are still okay. I'm making more than the minimum, which is better.
Okay. Got you. All right. Cool.
It's overall, I think it equates to. Oh, I haven't actually looked in a while. I get kind of like a standard because the UK is average with my shows,
Okay.
but it is. I want to say it's around like 4 cents a minute for me,
Okay.
which is great. Or
I
it
can
might
pay.
be 4 cents. Yeah, I think it's like 50 cents an hour, 4 cents a minute type shit or something like that. Either way, it's better than YouTube, which is
I,
the standard which you put your stuff out on.
YouTube is if you're making 4 cents a minute, YouTube can't compete with that in any way.
Yeah, and my shows aren't being watched heavily,
Right.
but like they're being watched, and it's a nice bit of
Um,
addition that my company can then throw towards future productions.
can
I
you
work a
live stream over
full-time
there?
job, so my company just collects money. That money goes into like paying for a new computer if I need it, or like stage production stuff, a new light, blah blah blah.
Got you. Can you live stream over at Amazon off of their platform?
No, so they're doing that post-production back end, very much trying to win Emmy type
Okay.
stuff.
Okay.
You have to fit their quality content, and don't worry, their quality control is very low. You can look at some of the ancient alien people's side projects, and it is what we're doing right now, but in TV form.
Okay. All right.
I go with like I'm gonna do like a real Ancient Aliens episode. We're gonna have some good graphics. We're gonna have transitions. Like it's actual production.
Right. Right.
So like there's a range of that, but most importantly, and especially for like digital content creators, like people really doing stuff, like if you're going to school for the business, you know what I'm going to talk about right now, but it's just knowing what broadcast standards are.
Okay.
Like how
Yep.
your video has to be rendered, the size, the bandwidth, like all that stuff that you have to know before you send out this thing to a station to broadcast.
Right. Right. All right. Cool. I am going to definitely check in Amazon. I had.
Yeah, check it out. You can do anything. You just have to give half of it to Jeff Bezos.
Well, I
Some comics, I want to say it was Hannah Jones, maybe. It doesn't matter.
mhm.
They're doing a book of, I think, comedic short stories. One of Werewolf Radar's patrons, Macho Bro Chacho. I've never asked him what his real name is. That's for him to tell us.
Right. Right.
Published a horror book that was all right on there. I'm halfway through it, and I got to say it's gory, but like it's really open to that digital creation side, to where like they want you to produce stuff for Amazon versus YouTube and other things. With
Okay.
guidelines, you just can't have like a still image and narrate over it like you can on YouTube. There's still stuff that is only YouTube only.
What is the format you have to shoot at?
You have to do 1080p basically.
Okay. Okay.
with some other audio standards. It has to be, 44,000 or
Right.
44K or kilohertz audio. And I want to say it's a color scheme. I haven't uploaded anything to Amazon Video in maybe 6 months because of the corona. So I don't
Right.
remember exactly, but I will have to get refreshed into it.
God. I
But you have
saw.
to know how to do it for like proper TV and internet streaming broadcast. Amazon requires more than just uploading a video, and you will get rejected. And if you get rejected too much, they will just suspend you. And sorry, you can't do it.
I saw a guy the other day did a panel, a live stream panel, and the panel was 9 people, and he set up one 8K camera, right? And he
Yes.
pulled 10K, 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 10K. Yeah, I mean, 1080, 1080, 1080, 1080, 1080, 1080, 1080, and he had like 15 shots out of that one 8K shot that were beautiful. They were, matte because it was just one shot flat. But I was stunned at what he did with that 8K. I was like, wow,
I
that's
mean, that's what you got to learn. Like, if you want to be a proper digital, if you just want to be a proper AV person nowadays, like that's the minimum. That's what you have to know how to do. You have to know the camera that's going to get you that 8K footage. You have to know how to separate that 8K footage into as many different,
yeah.
camera shots as you need.
Wow. I
The
was,
Mevo was really the first time where I saw that. Remember that little thing? It's still
yeah.
out there.
Oh
I think it's
yeah.
like Mevo 2 or 3 now, and it's
Yeah.
just a single camera. It's a wide lens, and it edits the live feed for you to where, like, okay, this person's talking. Go to that separate
Right. That
angle of
shot.
him, and
It's
it's beautiful. But it's what you have to know. Like,
yeah.
you can just still set up, like, do a vlog. Like that's still what a bulk of YouTube is. But like, if you're watching a lot of the more intricate, fun sports or gaming things, like that's what you just described. Like, they have a whole AV team, or at least one dude who's a protege of AV, and he's clicking away.
What is, I mean, I have been in the business in this forever. I built this studio. Cameras, everything that's hanging is hanging because I put it there. Every cable is there because I put it there. Um, you know, but and so I am deep into this, but I am so impressed with what is happening right now in the business.
It's fun. It opens up your creativity. I feel like you literally created a world around you. You have the
Yeah.
beautiful backdrop. You have anyone you want talking here. It's your own world that you created from your imagination. It's just as fun as like building something with your hands, what you did, or like what I do. For like some of the Werewolf Radar videos. It's just like you made something. It's a
Yes.
nice,
I
complete project that looks beautiful.
I am enjoying it. And you know what else? Um, as I look around at all the pandemic shows, because there are tons of the pandemic shows, everybody's doing things. No one has been able to create this shot that we're looking at. This, you over the shoulder, me up in the front. Everything's on a matte back, because I don't know why. I think it's because they don't shoot from a green room. They shoot from a regular. Like, if I wasn't in a green room, I would have to have a square shot like you. You know what I mean?
Yes. For
So,
sure, having just a room, and that's the other thing. If you want to do digital creation, you definitely need to just clear out a fucking room. Like,
yes.
this whole wall will be green or white or whatever color you need,
You are so
and
right.
that's what it is. But that's how you get that ability to do like this little thing where, like, I'm behind your arm here.
Right.
That's how you get it.
Yeah, yeah. Because this, I guess, for the if you don't really, if you're looking at this, and we're talking about, Roger knows how this is done, but what this is, and I'll just hit it right here. This is the flat shot. This is actually a green screen, and projected onto this green screen is a photograph of downtown Denver. And from that photograph are 4 layers. I am on the top layer because I am on top of everything here.
Yep,
Roger,
and you can see it when his arm reaches out.
that right here is the end of my camera range. I mean, actually, right here is the end of where I cropped it off because my computer sits right there.
You
So,
can't let him see the magic.
exactly. So that's, I'm on the top layer. Roger's on the second layer, and then Maria's ad is the third layer back. So that's how this is all done. And then Roger's work name is actually a layer in front of me, but moved over there. So that's how this is all done. Just for the, if you want to see the sausage being made for a second.
And I like that. I like that sausage. It's what got me. Like magic got me into it, but I like that ability to where, like, through video, like, you're performing magic. That's what editing and that
Yes.
ability to make pictures into moving pictures and be like, oh, I see action now. It just is magic in its finest form. You're not actually seeing anything real. I've just
Right.
put all these layers up upon you, and you think you're watching a movie.
Exactly, and it all works. And if I wanted to throw some kind of music behind this, and got it right, there's another layer to the magic that could happen behind us, and it's just all kinds of things. But that.
There's so much you can do. It's limitless with just the two layers
Yeah.
of video, or like the two playing grounds of video and audio. Like, you can do infinite things with those two. We watch it in blockbusters all the time. That's all it is. It's just a video section and an audio section brought together.
You are so right. You're so right. All right, man.
And I love that simplicity that, like, people think digital creation is, like, really hard, and some of it's really easy, the simple vlogs, but, like, you watch some of the better YouTubers and places, like especially Lindsay Ellis, who's doing, like, crazy hour and a half long video essays about Transformers. And it is insane production, but it's so beautiful and simple, and it just flows so well.
What was your on Amazon again to get to your movie?
It is 666 Crimson Avenue.
Okay, 666 Crimson Avenue.
It stars Katie Bowman and Gabby Gutierrez Reed. If you just Google their names, it's the only Amazon production they're part of too.
Beautiful. If you would, once we're off, just drop that link. If there's a link, you can just drop it into the comments here. So people that are watching or watching later on will be able to go on and click on it and go on and see it. So that would be cool. Wow, I'm going to get off of here, Roger. This has been a lot of fun. This has been probably more fun and interesting for me than anybody else, because
oh, for sure. This is definitely probably one of the nerdiest.
Oh God, I am so in hog heaven right now, dude. Seriously. And it's been great talking to you. I will see you. We see each other frequently. Oh, wait, is that in Messenger?
That's the link to the movies.
Hold on, let me. I'll just go ahead and drop that in myself.
I wish it was more concise. That's something I also learned starting the business side of all this is you need an application to shorten your links. It is so important to get all of your links shortened to something that's feasible for people to actually type out.
I use Bitly.
Yes, Bitly is phenomenal.
Yeah, I use that's my number one. I've tried a bunch of them, and so far Bitly has been the best for me.
Yep, it tracks it. It's little things like that to where if you want to be a proper digital creation, man, it's all the stuff that we should have learned in school that are business sense, track your stats, learn what those stats actually mean, learn how to analyze just simple facts.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, I will drop that into wherever I need to drop that into the comments as soon as I get to the end, because right now it's not letting me post
But check that out. It stars a great cast, only women. I'm really proud of that. Like, we just got together and we're all like, you know what? Let's just do something really good that no one's really doing right now. And I directed it and I let everyone write it. I wrote the basis of it, and then we just hacked it together and made something that is entirely female driven. I just did the shots and cinematography.
Well, the thing that caught my eye that I really always have liked about you, man, is that your productions were always shooting for the stars. It was like, I'm gonna do a movie. I'm gonna do a professional, up here from start to finish kind of thing, because I'm not just gonna throw something out there. And that's, it has shown in everything that you do, and I like talking to you.
I've never liked starting small. I understand that you should probably start small and earn people's trust, or you can just do it. And that's what I've liked growing up in the time that I've grown up. That birth of the internet to where like I don't need anyone. I have a million platforms that are just as legitimate as yours.
You're
And
exactly
that's
right.
something Amazon gives me is that like, oh, well, if you're just doing an Amazon exclusive, that's exactly what I'm doing. They're just not promoting mine. So I have to do my own promotion.
If more people would take that mindset that I can do whatever they do, a lot fewer people would make that move to Los Angeles, and a lot more people would anchor themselves here in Denver with some real estate. See how I brought that?
And it's hard. There's taxes. There's so many things that you have to think about. But like, if I can shoot a 30-minute short film
Mm-hmm.
for under 5K, other people can do it. Like the first paranormal film is a feature length that cost maybe 15K. Like
Right?
moving to the coast in bloated financial models leads to that bloated budget that
Right.
is then destroying economies. Like, go to where the people need the money. Shoot your fucking film in the real location.
That is a
This is a little bit different, but they do use a lot of rural ones. The phenomenal film Mickey and the Bear
okay.
shoots in such it's such a low budget film. It's shot and acted so well with like just a few like proper professional actors. The budget was maybe $1 million, and it moved me to tears. Like, you don't need to spend money to give that emotional reaction that we go to the theater for. We
Right.
don't go to the theater to watch Avengers. I go to the theater to watch the emotions that Avengers can give me, but I don't need the Avengers at all.
I got you. I got you. I completely understand. Wow. Okay, man. I'm gonna let you go. It's been past.
Yes,
We
we
are
went everywhere. Thanks for
way,
talking.
dude. No, I just want to. I've enjoyed the hell out of it, and I don't want to go anywhere. But we're way past the 20 minutes that I said I was going to take up of your time. So I
We do this.
appreciate it.
Do this. Eugene comes into my store all the time. We do this when he shops too. I'm just sort of like, hey, Eugene, you want to kill 10 minutes so I don't have to clean?
As a matter of fact, just the other day, I said something to Roger about I'm taking the audios of this show and putting them on a podcast, and just I hadn't got home yet before they're like three different things text to me that here are ways you could do your podcast, because I asked him about how I'd be able to do that.
I
So
want
thank you
to
for
help
that.
people.
Yeah,
Like, that's why I like doing what I'm doing with this, to where like the only reason I really have the production side of it is so I can properly financially get some right backs when I pay my friends for films and projects that we need to be paid for.
Yeah.
Like, it's fun to help people in professional senses. Like, you want to do a podcast? I know a few that get you paid in the hosting, or like some just few professional, like, pay these people and you will have a very professionally distributed podcast.
I put
Like,
my
it's fun to
podcast.
help people have a voice.
I put my podcast up on Anchor yesterday, just one episode,
Yeah,
the
it's a
Josh
great
Blue
form.
episode.
Michael Moore uses it for they're paying him, but like it's a great format. It works.
This morning, I got a message from them that said this company would like for you to do a voice. I could record an ad and stick it into my videos, and they were going to pay me some money. So I was
Yeah,
like,
that's
wow.
what they're trying to do. To where like it's not a lot,
Hmm.
and people say that it's lowering the pay for more professional things. But as we just discussed, like I don't feel like you need that much money. Like you need to lower the cost of doing these things, and it's going to democratize creation and
Yeah.
artistic output versus paying a few people millions of dollars.
I'm telling you, like, look at the late night and early morning television, the Tonight shows and the Good Morning shows of the world. They haven't lost a viewer, and they
Yeah.
are all in their house.
Oh
You know,
yeah. It's like, why are we wasting so much money?
yeah.
Like, and I hate to say it because wasting this much money is people's jobs.
Well, yes, and you know what? It's hard. It is.
It's hard. This is economy. This is the problem with capitalism overall. This is why so many of us are rising up and going like, shit has to change. How
Right.
much longer can continue in this fashion.
Well, I mean, like me, I was raised in the country. I was raised around farms, and nothing in the world is more mechanized than the farming business. And
Yes.
when I was young, it wasn't that way. So I saw, progress doesn't scare me. The fact that I could pull something behind me and pick up 700 bales when I used to have to pay
Mhm.
5 guys 2 days to do that
That's significantly different.
is amazing for
And
me.
don't get me wrong, those 5 guys lose that picking job, if you will, the
Yes.
picking up the cucumbers, let's say, since
Right.
for some reason me and my lady were talking about cucumbers all day. Like there's a machine that does it just as well. Like move the labor, retrain the
Yeah.
labor, educate the labor. People don't have to lose their jobs. That's a myth of the aristocracy and the leaders of capitalism. You can re-educate people to a new force, and you have to pay for that education. But at the end, that education pays tenfold back. That's
Oh
just a
yes.
made up number, but you know, like it pays you exponentially well, and it's been proven by so many economists.
Yeah. It makes no sense that if today I have a machine that can do the work of 10 people, that tomorrow those 10 people are still doing that job. I mean, it just makes no
Yeah,
sense.
that's absurd. That's
So,
just you trying not to pay a little bit of money because paying those people, you're paying those people so little money that
yeah,
it's cheaper to pay them than to move to the machine.
yeah, you're exactly
That's
right.
what I always feel is what's happening. And
Yeah,
farmers have shown us this. Like you said, like they don't no one wants to do the work. Everyone wants a machine to do the work that we
exactly
were
right.
doing. Like my family were cattle people in Minnesota. Like a machine killing the cows is better than me going out there with the nail
Oh
gun. I don't
my
want to do
God,
that.
dude! Here, this is so funny.
You know, like it's that type of stuff. Like screw paying more killers in the cattle sense. Like get a machine, train them to do something else that's needed. It's fine. There's so much needed on the farm. You know about it.
Most people don't realize that there is a guy that what he does all day long is look at a screen, line a cow's head up in a red button, and hit a button and watch that cow go down. That's his whole gig. It's like,
Happy to do it. Before it was multiple people. You remember, like that's not okay. Like just get one person and like switch the shifts.
$30 an hour. Too cook. Too cook.
And I'm fine with that. Use the
Yeah, I am
machine.
too. I am too. I got no problem at
Increase
all with it.
production. Like there's no. We have a surplus. We have the ability to create surpluses. Why aren't we doing that and feeding people? And then you can pay people because they're fed and working. Like it's. You know what side of the political field I lean, everyone. Okay?
Oh God. All right, man.
We
Roger.
just talked for another 10 minutes.
I
I'm
know,
sorry.
man. I keep saying no. I don't mean. I know. Sometimes I'm just talking for me. I'm just like, look. I'm just like, this is a show I have enjoyed myself. So, not a problem. There are people watching. There are no comments, but people are watching. So,
That's
go.
because I say crazy things that are hard to comment to. I understand.
No. All right, man. I'm gonna. Don't go anywhere. I am going to reach over here. I'm going to turn off the live stream. What you're going to see is a dead shot of Denver, and then I'll turn
Yeah.
off the audio, and then I'll be back in 10 seconds, and we'll talk after the stream. Okay?
Alrighty.
Hey, thanks for watching, guys.
No worries. Thank you, everyone, as well.